Welcome to Movie Speeching. Spoilers ahead, watch out and take good care. Higher Power is the name of the movie. Please like and subscribe to get every update. The movie begins by saying that he will create his own god to save the world. A mad scientist named the Controller is researching a power that can turn a man into a Superman when a mysterious man suddenly contacts him through cryptic messages, telling him that he knew about the professor's work and was expelled by the organization. Then the guy comes up with a plan to bring to fruition research that will be used to save the world from the coming apocalypse. Since the invention needed a subject, the Controller immediately began research through DNA analysis until a man was found, Joseph Stedman. The scene transitions to an interview with astrophysicist Michael Swafford, who claims that gamma-ray bursts will be the last thing humanity sees before the end of the world. He added that a massive star will collapse. It will emit two narrow beams of gamma rays, and the Earth will be right in the path of the beam region, meaning the Earth will be destroyed. On the other side, Joseph, or Joe, is a recovering alcoholic and currently works as a security guard in Redlock. He plays back old recordings, recounting happy family times by the sea and telling his daughter, Zoe, the three magic words 143 which mean I love you. It turns out that the Controller has been watching and filming everything Joe does. It is then revealed that Joe is receiving psychiatric treatment for depression and suicidal tendencies. He also has anger problems. Unfortunately, Zoe only makes things worse for her father. She holds Joe responsible for her mother's death and hates him for it. Surprisingly, she still maintains a relationship with Michael. For her part, Zoe's younger sister Rhea is a drug addict and is often taken advantage of by her pimp Nico. The Controller's men continue to watch and monitor Joe's daughter's movements. At the library, Michael mentions finding someone who can increase the possibility of a more optimistic future for humanity. A recording shows that before Joe's wife died, Joe had a harmonious family, Rhea was still a very happy teenager, and Zoe still loved her father. He then tried to reconnect with Zoe, but it seemed like his daughter didn't want to see him again. He even hits Michael, which makes Zoe very angry. That night, while driving, Joe tries to call Rhea, trying to work things out with her, but she doesn't answer the phone. He then stops and starts drinking again while recalling his memories with his wife. He promised her that he would keep their family together, but he failed. Moments later, a man hiding in the back seat kidnapped him and took him to the Controller. He implants a chip in Joe's eye, allowing him to see what he sees, shows him what the Controller wants to see, and talks to him. When Joe wakes up, the Controller forces him to get a gun and kill a woman. At first he resisted but threatened that his man would kill his daughter. Joe then reluctantly follows his orders. It turns out the gun is empty and the woman is an agent of the Controller testing his obedience. At this moment, a giant star has just exploded and the beam is now heading towards Earth. Joe woke up and was ordered by the Controller to break into his boss's house. His boss, Charles, is the president of Redlock. Despite being followed, Joe manages to get in and orders Charles to take him to the safe, where a laptop is kept. He then scanned his finger on the fingerprint scanner and it showed that Joe's DNA was a match. Charles takes advantage of the opportunity and hits Joe with a vase, taking his gun. He discovers the optical implant and learns that the Controller is behind it all. It turns out that Charles is the Controller's boss, and he reveals his reason for kicking him out of the project, saying it was too dangerous. Then, Charles is shot by a drone. Joe was ordered to cut off the dead man's thumb and run away from there. He continued his mission. This time, the Controller ordered him to head towards Redlock's headquarters. Upon arrival, he is told to wear a mask while a drone deploys gas bombs that instantly kill all of Redlock's employees. The Controller explains that their lives mean nothing compared to the larger project of saving the world. Joe then goes to the main facility, where he uses his boss's thumb to open a door that leads him to a giant generator. Joe is forced to board the giant plane if he wants his daughter to live. The generator begins to work, creating a very bright light and eventually changing the DNA sequence inside Joe's body. Just then, the generator explodes and the Controller reports to his higher power that the mission was a success. Zoe watches the news on television and regrets her actions towards her father earlier. Joe, covered in foil, wakes up in his house and discovers that he now possesses immense superpowers. Whenever he is angry, he can release a destructive purple beam from his body, surprising the Controller. Thanks to his powers, Joe can now start his motorbike without a key. To unlock his greatest potential, the Controller orders Joe to meet Nico. He goes to a brothel and finds Nico, who distracts him with his camera's flashlight and knocks him out. Realizing that Joe is Rhea's father, Nico then voluntarily shows a video of Rhea being seduced by him. Joe was angry and suddenly emitted a very bright light, destroying the entire place. However, the operator is unhappy because Joe has not yet developed the necessary level of tension. Nico's friends try to kill him, but the Superman is immune to bullets. The pimp tries to hit Joe with his car, but he launches a gamma ray that kills Nico instantly. Moments later, the police arrested him and Joe was questioned. Since the police believe that Joe is a terrorist, the controller orders him to tell the detective that he planted the bomb at the Four Rivers shipyard, causing them to panic and immediately go to the shipyard. The operator then tells Joe that he must get there before the police, or they will die from the explosion. He then escaped from the police station and headed towards the shipyard with a stolen car. However, he is distracted by other policemen. So, with his power, he turned into a stream of light and moved at the speed of light. On the other side, the controller's men arrive at Zoe's house and kidnap her and her boyfriend while the police arrive at the shipyard and begin searching for the bomb. Luckily, Joe arrived on time and was able to get the bomb container into the air before it exploded. However, debris hit the plane's engine, causing it to fall. Using his powers, Joe prevented the plane from hitting the ground and took it to a safer location. Joe goes to Zoe's house and discovers that she has been kidnapped and the controller is threatening to kill her. He can track her location just by touching the laptop screen and immediately rush there to save his daughter. When he arrives, he launches an electromagnetic shield to protect his daughter. The controller's men try to shoot him, but they just waste bullets as it has no effect on the Superman. It removes them easily. Shocked that her old man is still alive, Zoe finally apologizes to him for what she did. However, it turns out that the mysterious person who contacted the controller before was Michael. Meanwhile, the gamma ray beam moves closer and closer to Earth. Realizing this, Michael immediately took a gun and shot Zoe dead in front of her father. Joe was furious and killed him. However, he realized that he could not save his daughter. He apologizes for leaving her alone after his wife's death. To make matters worse, the controller's men find Rhea and kill her while the controller broadcasts it live to Joe. The death of his daughters caused Joe to reach the peak of anger. It began to emit a large amount of purple light, which spread throughout the Earth. The light even reaches into space, creating an electromagnetic barrier that completely covers and protects the Earth. Trapped, the controller declares his last words that he has successfully created a god. Fed up with his bullshit, Joe kills him to shut him up forever. However, Michael and the controller's plan to save the world was a great success as Joe's superpower was able to absorb all the incoming gamma ray beams, preventing him from destroying the Earth. On the other side, Joe's promise to his deceased wife is finally fulfilled when he revives his two daughters with his powers and reunites them. At the end of the movie, Rhea and Zoe meet at the beach and it seems that Joe has completely transformed into his Superman form forever. Thank you for watching. See you on the next video.